Some of you may have tuned in to my cursed stream the other day where I was like half asleep and misplaying all over the place. Whatnot. I was trying out all these Exodius decks because that's my new copium project that I've been working on. Messed around with a bunch of versions of this deck, both then and afterwards. I've tried like hero versions, frog versions, quick draw versions. And I finally ended up on this Lightsworn version, which first I was having some difficulties with. Then I messed around and made some changes, and it's been doing pretty good. I played 4 matches total with my latest build. I still don't think it's quite optimal yet, or at least not where I want it to be. So no deck list yet. I'll probably show a deck list at some point when I get it to a point that I think it is, deck list showcase worthy or whatnot. But for now, we're just going to kind of look at the gameplay. If anyone has any suggestions, I guess, be sure to let me know. The gameplay's been going pretty well with my latest build. I had some cool realizations of like I could just go like full Wolf Turbo with the deck, and obviously this game is the most like insanely broken hand I think I ever drew with it, with charge, recharge, and whatnot. But yeah, because you have Exodius in the deck, you can just always have access to Wolf, which means you can play the Celestias, and then if you need to, you can use Celestia to like convert their Econ monster as well, which isn't the worst. So as you can see here, I'm up against Sabers, which honestly might not be a great matchup if you think about it, because there's a lot of times, well, maybe not often, where you just like set path, or you just like have slow turns and slow starts, don't play a whole ton of defense. Well, actually, there's a reasonable amount of defense in this deck. I'm not siding, as you can see, but we open a pretty bricked hand game 2. Fortunately, my opponent doesn't have an Airbell. Well, actually, they could have summoned an Airbell and at least ripped a card here. I get my Caius Saberhold, though, which sucks. I'm like, shit, man. So I have to let him rip a card here. It doesn't really matter what he rips, but I get lucky and he hits Wolf, which is just completely useless. So here I book that thing because I don't want my hand getting destroyed main 2, and I don't want to take the damage. Then we have the Exodius drop. So Exodius just means that we just keep summoning Wolf, I mean, we have 4 Foolish Burials that read Summon Wolf. And then we use the Celestia in main 2, and we hit another Wolf and a Plague off our mill. So we're actually kind of coming back into this game, and the Caius is going to finish it up. So yeah, this build's a lot of fun. It's just like you just endlessly summon Wolf actually, and use it with like Honest and Book of Moon and Celestia and Econ and Caius, and it's actually kind of crazy. Like like you could just put them back with Exodius and just summon them again. You've got like Econ, Book of Moon to make sure they don't get banished. So here I'm playing against Stun, which it's just a bad deck. He has the Judgment, which really sucks here. This would have been an awesome Treacherous. But we're going to trade with the Doom Cow, and then we're going to drop Gores, so we're in a pretty good spot here. He's main decking Trap Hole of all things, which is completely useless in this situation. I just set the Raikou. It's going to trade again with the Doom Caliber Knight. And the set cards are Trap Hole and Scrap Iron Scarecrow. So I'm going to get Scrap Iron Scarecrowed, obviously. I decide to Caius. I hit the... I forget what I hit, but he just conceded at that point. So, I mean, yeah. We're like fully on this Raikou hamster thing. It lets you play triple Book of Moon, which I think is really good in this deck because it goes well with Exodius. A lot of things are in here just to like compensate for the like being on Exodius thing. Book of Moon's very good with it because you can use it to keep it on the board or like avoid damage or whatever. So game 2, I think I actually ended up dropping game 2 somehow. It's hilarious. We have like a million ways of playing around Skill Drain with all the Book of Moons and Econs. So things are going really good here, but he has the freaking compulsory evacuation device, which is actually like the best compulsory ever. And then he like hits me with the Dust Shoot next turn. So fortunately for me, it's Caius instead of Exodius. He definitely should have just hit Exodius, I think. Yeah, 100%. So I Caius a random back row. Unfortunately, I hit the worst one to hit, I think, which was the Trap Hole. So a little bit unlucky for me there. I think I get my Exodius Mind crushed next turn too, which is a little awkward. So a couple things going back. Oh, and you know what? He also rando spaces that, which if he'd hit the other one on the 50-50, he'd have like lost the game because he'd have gotten his field Treacherous. So a couple things sort of broke against me this game. We have Storm here, but just like nothing to do. So yeah, this current iteration could be a little bit bricky. Yeah, it's actually pretty consistent, I think, with all the hamster Raikou stuff, and then having the defense with the Book of Moon Econ. But every now and then you see a hand that's like just no normal summons, and it feels bad. But triple hamster, triple Raikou helps a lot. So here we're just like ripping him apart. Game 2, we play around Starlight Road, which I think was good because he actually has a Starlight Road. I was kind of assuming that it was because he would have used Judgment at some point. So, and he set his hand, so it just has to be Road. Here I try to get rid of it with the Raikou, but he has the skill drain. Maybe I should have just charged first because I had the MST. Yeah, I don't know. So we're hitting with 200 for Raikou every turn. I'm like, well, if he draws a monster, you know, I'm just going to friggin' Honest Override. So he flips a second skill drain on my hamster. I'm like, God, what the hell is this guy's problem? So I just tribute summon Caius, target the skill drain. But he has the smashing to get rid of it. Obviously, you should always target the skill drain here because if he has bottomless, then you'll out the skill drain. So here we use Honest to clear the Doom Caliber Knight. We got a Lore of Darkness to dig deeper. We find that Heavy Storm, but we know there's still that Starlight Road there. So I don't want to use this until I'm confident that I can clear that Stardust. Once again, he hits into Honest. What's my back row here? It's an Econ. So here I'm like, all right, we have the answer. We can just take the Stardust with the enemy controller and then tribute for Caius. And I think he actually does bottomless my Caius, which means the skill drain gets outed. So I'm just going to pass turn. I have the Gores, but he has the Smashing Ground. So this game's actually going really long, but I feel like there's pretty much no way I can lose from this position. I mean, look at the life points. Like, look at the life. I have so many turns to just find a way to kill him. So pretty much a good situation here. He goes Oppression, which is fine. We still get to put our whole deck back. I probably should have just switched this and attacked and like made him have it. Yeah, that was a bit of a throw. So he didn't attack here for some reason. I guess he needs the mole there, but I go attack deck, or I go Battle Step, Treacherous, kill the token plus the mole. I figure, well, it's either Book of Moon or Compulsory or something that's going to make him go neg, or he's dead. So, and he is dead. So that's the end of that match. On to the third match. I think these next two are just against like Blackwing stuff, probably. Okay, definitely this one is... This is the worst hand I think I've opened so far. As you can see, not a lot going on here. We really need a good top deck. And as you can see, I was pretty impatient with him here, as indicated by all my hand shuffling. So I just hit with Honest. For some reason, he mirrors here, even though it's just not even going to get over the Shuro. So I have the Brain Con, but he has... Oh, he chains Dust Shoot. He takes the Plague for some reason. So I'm like, fine, we just Caius. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I set Book of Moon. I'm like, all right. I make a big throw here, and then I don't immediately book the Blizzard because of... I was pretty sure that card was Icarus Attack, and then he would have had to pop his own monster with Icarus Attack at that point. So we're going to find a hamster and just pray that he doesn't have a Blizzard top deck to kill me. Fortunately, he doesn't. He only had the one Blizzard, so we're in a decent spot here, actually. We go for Celestia after stacking our own Wolf for Plague, and now we're actually feeling really strong despite our crappy opening, and we're just, well, we just have Lethal on board, never mind. Not feeling strong, we have Lethal. Okay, so he goes Open Whirlwind Shuro, which is spooky. I forget what I do here. I don't want to play into Ick Attack, so I decided to like Exodius to try and get over whatever the hell this back row is, so I can get this Decree established. Unfortunately for me, it's a bottomless. Oh, the opponent left this one? What the hell? Huh. Well, I was going to set Decree and then have the Raikou, and then he's going to do some stuff, get some pluses probably. And then I had maybe play his next turn with Exodius and Honest and set Raikou. I don't know. It's like impossible to anticipate where this game would have gone. He would have spaced my back row probably. Not a great situation for me in game number 2, but it was not unwinnable. So, yeah. Okay, this was definitely against like some weird hybrid deck. I think he was on like Shura, but he was also on Hamster at some point. I swear I saw a Hamster. Man, I'm just crazy actually. I'm just summoning Exodius right now. As you can see, every time I summon Exodius, someone's got to read the card because they don't know what it does, which is like understandable, obviously. There's a lot of text on that card, and it's not really played anything except the frog thing, the frog FTK build that everyone hates. I target just one because I feel like the chance of road is high, and there is actually a road. Man, I've been really good at playing around road with this deck, honestly. But we do get blown out by that Torrential Tribute. Very, very crappy situation for us. However, the opponent is going to hit directly into a Gores here, which is pretty good because none of their back row do anything to contend with the Gores in this situation. I just switch it and attack. I figure we've got Econ Book of Moons, and he just sees the writing on the wall in this game and scoops it up. So go into game number 2. Game number 2, I forget what happened here. Okay, I just go set Hamster. He summons Bora, attacks, we get the Raikou. I don't target his back row because, of course, we have that Storm ready, so... yeah, we're looking good. I get super aggressive here, actually. Maybe I didn't need to do this shit. I could have just, like, summoned Trooper and chilled, but I wanted to, like, do the cool play where you stack Plague and then... or you stack the Wolf with Plague. So, I don't know. I feel like this was probably an incorrect play on my part, though. It's just way too... and then I feel like I'm forced to keep the Econ in my hand too because... or the Econ in the... yeah, the Econ, which is my only defensive option. Because, like, I need a way to get him back on my turn. If it just gets, like, spaced and he has a play, then I'm screwed. So I take the Raikou, he storms. I have the Book of Moon to set the Raikou, but this isn't too good. He's going to clear my whole field here. And I'm trying to remember... okay, he goes Dark End or something. And then I, like, make a big misplay on my turn. Yeah, I just, like, shouldn't have used Econ here. I should have just gotten a Wolf out of the deck and, like, crashed with the Dark End or something. Yeah, I think that would have been the right play. But for some reason, I feel like I have to use this Econ with the Exodius, which is normally a pretty common play, but I have no... yeah, I don't have a great play here. Maybe, yeah, you know what? I should have crashed the Bora and then crashed the Wolf. That actually would have been okay. We top deck Hamster though, so kind of getting rewarded for our idiot play. He's gonna collude over. I decide that getting rid of his monster is the highest priority, so that's what I'm gonna do. We draw Lore, which doesn't do anything. We have to book, but he had a Solemn Judgment, so we're just dead. So I think a couple of little missteps kind of cost me that game number 2. Game number 3, our hand is really solid. Maybe could have set book here, but obviously always wary of that going second mind control when you're setting Raikou. So could have the benefit is you can like book their guy and then like pop 3 cards with Raikou Celestia on your turn, maybe, but I didn't feel like chancing it. I feel like my hand's really good, and I can just push through whatever he's going to do. So we pop his field. He has the Torrential out the Celestia, no big deal. I decided to book this. We can just run it over with Honest, but I opt not to do that. I just set the Hamster because we have the Treacherous, and then I end up using the Treacherous during battle phase. So he's just stuck on 2 Kalutes. We go for the Hamster into Raikou. We attack. I think I considered booking my own Hamster. Actually, should I have set like my Raikou? I don't know. So I do go for the back row, the greedy play here. But even if he has Ick Attack, we're going to get a free Wolf. And then we Tribute Summon Celestia, get rid of it. I actually decide, since I have this Honest here, I kind of just want to leave both my lights. So I do that. The opponent's going to go for the Armed Wing. I go Damage Step Honest. And he is dead here to the Book of Moon, swing over, or Book of Moon, normal summon Raikou, and then swing over 300. Swing over that with Wolf, attack directly with Raikou for game. So those are all the matches I have. This deck definitely felt pretty good. I think it's the best version I've come up with so far. Like, being able to constantly abuse Celestia, because you just always have, like, Wolf. You just always access the Wolf. You play all these cards with, the Book of Moons and the Econs, which I was using with, like, Dandelion earlier. But Wolf is just actually a completely self-sufficient monster, and you just keep summoning it. It's a 21 beater. It's really good. You can use it with Honest, you can use it with Celestia, and then stuff like the Book of Moon has great synergy with the Raikou Hamsters as well. So I think this build is very strong. I want to sort of continue to capitalize on it and try to get it to a better place, the point that I think that this deck could be pushed into maybe vaguely semi-competitive tier, which is what I usually... the zone I operate in with these jank decks. So hope you guys thought it was cool. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know any ideas you have. I think like T-Roar would be a really interesting card to have in the deck, because like you end on Exodius and they just T-Roar and they can't hit over it. Obviously I'm on Treacherous right now, so I'm not playing that. But yeah, let me know any ideas you might have. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll see you next time.